We broke in for a thrill, but the carnival was still alive. It was supposed to be harmless. Just a night of freedom, laughter, and breaking a rule we thought didn't matter. School had ended that morning, and the buzz of summer had already settled into our bones. We felt untouchable, like we were owed a thrill before adulthood crept in. So when Danny leaned in at the park, chewing on a cherry slush straw, and said, "Let's hit the carnival tonight, after it closes," we didn't even hesitate. The carnival had packed up half its rides already. Tomorrow it would leave town. But tonight, it was ours. We met near the service road by the canal, Danny, Kayla, Luis, and me. The last light of the evening was swallowed by the horizon, leaving the carnival bathed in pale blue moonlight and silence. No music, no laughter, just metal skeletons of rides, shut down like sleeping beasts. The fence was easy, a gap in the chain link, peeled back and padded with a towel someone else had left behind. Maybe we weren't the first. Inside, everything felt off. Not scary, not yet, just like the place was remembering something. Kayla whispered, "It's weird, like it still wants to run." Luis joked, "We'll wake it up then." We wandered past the tilt-a-whirl, where half the seats still swayed in the wind, and through the row of game stalls. Prizes still hung from some booths, stuffed animals with one eye, sun-faded tigers. Their fur shifted in the breeze like they were breathing. Danny threw a dart at a deflated balloon and missed. Kayla laughed and called him a fraud. It was all fun, until we reached the carousel. It stood perfectly still, but the mirrors on its central column reflected us. Oddly, like there were more of us. Or fewer. I don't know. It flickered like old tape. Danny stepped up to the carousel and grabbed one of the horse poles, pretending to mount it. That's when we heard the sound. Off tune. Coming from nowhere. No power, no lights. Just that sickly, dragging melody. "Did you turn something on?" I asked. Danny looked confused. He shook his head. "No, I swear." Then the carousel creaked. Once, then again. It began to turn, slowly, mechanically. No lights, no control panel, no operator, just movement. And then, we saw him. A man, tall, thin, hunched in the shoulders like he'd been standing there for a long, long time. He was behind the food stand, just past the popcorn cart, his head tilted, no face. Not that we could see, just darkness under his hood. Kayla whispered, "Is that security?" But then, he moved. Not like someone walking, not like anything human. He didn't sway, he just shifted. One frame to the next like someone skipping through a video. Luis grabbed my sleeve. "We need to go." So we turned back. But the carousel had spun faster. The mirrors now showed different things. Not us. Not anymore. One of them, I swear to God, showed Kayla screaming. She wasn't, but her reflection was, her mouth wide open, eyes black. "Don't look at them," I shouted. "Don't look anymore." But it was too late. Danny had stepped in front of the wrong mirror and froze. He just stood there, staring. "Danny!" We shook him, pulled his sleeve. He wouldn't blink. Behind us. The man was closer now. He hadn't walked. He hadn't run. But he was there. Then the carousel stopped. Hard. Every light flashed once. Then, darkness. And Danny snapped out of it. But he didn't say a word. Not a single thing for the rest of the night. We tried to run. But the paths had changed. You ever walk somewhere you know by heart, and suddenly none of it makes sense? We ended up back at the Ferris wheel, even though we were running the other direction. And at the top of the Ferris wheel, just barely lit by moonlight, a figure sat. Still, head tilted, watching. Would you keep running if every path brought you back to the same place? Or would you face whatever was waiting? Kayla screamed. Luis started sobbing. I could barely breathe. Finally, we saw it. A break in the fence. A real one. The one we came through. We ran. Didn't stop. Didn't speak. We didn't even look behind us. Only when we got back to the canal road and turned back did we see. The carnival was lit up, fully powered. Rides spinning, lights blazing, music playing. But there was no one there. No cars, no crowds, just motion, just running. Danny moved away 3 months later. Never explained. Kayla won't go near a fairground. Luis transferred schools. And me? I don't dream anymore. Not since that night. But sometimes I hear that music again. Late at night. Just before waking. The fortune teller wasn't reading my future. She was rewriting it. Some places feel old the second you walk in. Not in years, but in weight. That's how the fortune teller's tent felt to me. I was 13 when the carnival rolled into our neighborhood. It wasn't much, just a traveling setup with cheap rides, half-broken game booths, and music that never sounded quite in tune. But to a 13-year-old with no siblings and too much time, it was magic. I went 3 nights in a row, alone. My mom worked late, and my stepdad didn't notice much. I'd grab a soda, maybe win a plush toy, and walk the grounds until the lights shut off. But that 4th night, something changed. The tent hadn't been there before, wedged between the bumper cars and the old carousel, just off the gravel path. Deep burgundy canvas, stitched with fraying gold. No signs, no flashing lights, just a candle, burning in a lantern that shouldn't have been able to stay lit in the wind. The flap was slightly open, and I don't know why. But I walked in. The inside was too big. Way too big for what the tent looked like from outside. Velvet chairs, a circular table, a globe lamp glowing red, like it was alive. And her, the fortune teller. She looked ancient, but not fragile, like a photograph someone had folded too many times. Her eyes were dark, almost black, her hair woven with beads that jingled with every tilt of her head. She didn't smile. She didn't blink. "Sit," she said. I sat. "You came alone," she added. I hadn't told her that. Her fingers hovered over a deck of cards, thick, weathered, marked with symbols I didn't understand. She asked, "Do you want to see what was, or what will be?" I was trying to be brave. "The future, I guess." She smiled, but it wasn't kind. It was like someone smiling at a broken clock. "Then don't blink." She laid 3 cards in front of me. The first, a cracked mask. The second, a moth, caught in web. The third, a child's face, with eyes scratched out. She stared, silent. I tried to speak. "What does it mean?" She whispered. "Your story is being rewritten." She picked up a 4th card, one she hadn't drawn, and placed it in front of me. It was blank. "I don't understand," I said. Her voice changed then. Lower, like it was echoing, in a hallway behind me. "You weren't meant to come, but something brought you. And now, your thread is loose." If someone told you your life had been altered, that your memories had already been changed, how would you know? How much would you trust yourself tomorrow? I stood up fast. I didn't want to play anymore. But when I turned to leave, the door flap was gone. Gone. Only more curtains, more darkness. And I was shaking. I turned back. She was still there, but different. Her eyes were white now, and her mouth opened slowly, not to speak, but to exhale something. Smoke, or mist, or memory. "Your path has new shadows," she said. "Be careful who follows you out." I blinked, once, and I was outside, back in the carnival. Same lights, same smells, but something was off. The soda in my hand was warm, like I'd been holding it for hours. The plush tiger in my backpack was gone, and the people, they didn't look at me, even when I waved, even when I shouted. It was like I wasn't all the way there. I walked the grounds, looked for my reflection in a mirror near the ring toss, but I didn't have one. I ran home, cried myself to sleep. In the morning, I asked my mom why she didn't come home last night. She looked confused. "I've been here all week," she said. "What are you talking about?" And then, she handed me a postcard. No stamp, no address, just a symbol, the cracked mask from the card. On the back, scribbled in black ink, "Don't blink again." I told myself it was a prank, a bad dream, something explainable. But that night, I checked my closet mirror. I wasn't in it. And in the reflection of the bed behind me, something sat watching, not moving, not breathing, just waiting. And I knew then, I hadn't left the tent alone. If you ever see a tent that wasn't there yesterday, would you walk in? And if you did, who do you think would leave? You, or something else wearing your face? We shouldn't have gone back. But one of us never really left. I don't know why we went back. Curiosity maybe, guilt, or maybe we were just chasing something. A memory that didn't sit right. The first time we found the carnival, it was an accident. We were just exploring. Kids with flashlights and backpacks looking for somewhere we weren't supposed to be. The map said the land was condemned, fenced off. Nothing left but rust. But that night, the lights were on. Not bright, not loud. Just flickering bulbs strung along a cracked entrance arch. A sign dangled half-broken above the gate. The name unreadable. It didn't matter. The rides were still. But something about it felt unfinished. There were 5 of us. Ethan, Riley, Jordan, Mia, and me. Riley filmed everything. He wanted to start a YouTube urban exploration channel. He called it Dead Grounds. We laughed. We were 16. It was all just a joke. But that night, something followed us home. Something none of us could explain. Not until we went back. It started simple. The first time, we explored for 20 minutes and left. The footage was mostly blurry, static glitches, weird reflections. At one point, Riley filmed the Ferris wheel, and the footage reversed itself mid-recording. He didn't notice until we got home. The next day, Mia was gone. Her mom thought she stayed with one of us. We thought she went home early. No one ever saw her again. We didn't talk about it. Not really. Everyone assumed she ran away. But I remember the last thing she said before she left the group that night. She was standing near the bumper cars, holding her phone like it had just shocked her. "There's something in the audio," she said. "I hear it saying my name." After that, it was like we were cursed. Jordan stopped speaking. Just stopped. Doctors said it was trauma-induced, but he never said what caused it. Ethan moved away, said he couldn't sleep, said he kept dreaming of the same ride turning in the dark, spinning faster than it should, even though the air was dead still. Riley kept filming. He became obsessed with going back. He said he could fix it, that maybe if we found the footage again, found proof of what happened to Mia, we'd all feel normal again. I told him no, but 3 weeks later he texted me, "Meet me there, one last time." I wish I'd deleted that message. When I got there, the gate was already open. No lights this time, no music, just fog. I walked the path alone. Every ride loomed like a memory I didn't want. The carousel was half disassembled. The mirrors on the funhouse were gone. Just wooden slats behind dark glass. And then I heard it. That music again. Only this time, it wasn't from the speakers. It was whistled. Low. Slow. From somewhere nearby. What would you do if the place you visited as a joke remembered you? Would you still call it a memory, if it could call you back by name? I found Riley's camera first, still recording, lying on the seat of the Ferris wheel, facing the sky. I picked it up. The screen flickered, but the footage played, and it showed Riley, walking through the carnival, talking to me. Only, I wasn't there yet. He said, "You always said we shouldn't have come back. You were right. But maybe now we'll understand what it wants." Then the camera dropped, and behind him, something appeared in the frame. Tall, pale, human-shaped, but wrong. Its legs bent backwards. Its eyes were mirrors, and it wore Mia's hoodie. I ran, but the park didn't let me go. Every path turned me in circles. Every light blinked red. Then out. The rides groaned, not from wind, from breath. And the whistling grew louder, closer, mocking. At the edge of the funhouse, I saw my own face in the glass. Only. My reflection smiled. I wasn't smiling. It whispered, "You came back. Now we don't need the others." I stumbled, fell, and when I hit the ground, I swear, the gravel grabbed me, hands in the soil, pale, twisting around my ankles. I screamed. Everything went black. When I woke up, I was outside the carnival, alone, mud on my shirt, my phone gone. Riley's camera, smashed beside me. No one believed me. Riley was never found. But last month, I went through old files, and I found footage that shouldn't exist. It's from Riley's channel. A video posted 2 weeks after he vanished. But the login was deleted. It's titled, "Welcome Back to the Carnival." Thumbnail. A carousel. Still. But if you brighten the image, there's someone standing in every mirror. And one of them looks exactly like me. What if the carnival doesn't move from town to town, but from mind to mind? Would you still watch the video if it meant something might start watching you back? Some stories end when the lights go out, but these just wait for someone else to wander in. And if something tonight felt too familiar, a ride you swear you've seen, a voice you almost recognized, then maybe the carnival isn't just a place, maybe it's already inside. If you heard something tonight you weren't supposed to, don't stay silent. Subscribe. Not just to follow the stories, but so you're not the only one left watching them unfold. And if you have a tale of your own, leave the lights on. Then tell us below. We'll be listening.